Week 6 of the NFL season is in the books. We had another great week of football. Let's recap how I did on my official plays, and let's recap every single game that was played in Week 6. All right! Are we catching steam in the NFL? I don't know, but I think so. Week 6, I had 4 official plays. I went 3-1. That means we're up 1.73 units. My wins were Panthers, Dolphins, Falcons. My only loss was the Saints. That brings us, for our year-to-date, 18 wins, 20 losses, 1 push. We are down 3.83 units. Look, we're still down, but we're mounting the comeback. The comeback is real, baby, and that's all that matters. I had a good week last week, and I had a great week. Not a great week this week, but a good week. And that's all that matters. We're slowly but surely building up. We have a long season to go. Let's recap all the games. We start things off with Thursday Night Football. An upset of all upsets. I think the biggest one of the week by far. The Giants beat the Eagles at home. Eagles look like absolute dog shit. Obviously, you guys know I'm happy that the Eagles lost. Those motherfuckers are pests, and they've been fraudulent the whole year. It's time that we can all admit they've been fraudulent the whole year. They have yet to have a truly, truly convincing win, right? Week 1, Cowboys really tested their ass. That game versus the Rams, they were supposed to lose. The game versus the Bucs, they damn near lost. And now they're on a 2-game losing streak to the Broncos and the Giants, and I'm happy as hell. Let's start off by saying, if you think Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback, you need to be locked away in a mental institution. If you think Jalen Hurts is a top 10 quarterback, you are just a pure idiot. The guy sucks. The guy sucks. He cannot throw the fucking ball 10 yards down the field. That one play in this game where he missed who was it? Devonta Smith, I think it was, wide open. I mean, it was like right in the basket. You just put it in. He's going to walk in touchdown. I mean, he just completely overthrows him. A normal quarterback does not miss that, right? The pick six, not the pick six, it was like an almost pick six, I'm pretty sure. That play also, once you review it, you see that AJ is on the crosser wide open. Jalen Hurts is holding back this team. The Eagles' defense isn't horrible. It's not great, but Jalen Hurts is without a doubt the issue. He sucks. The Eagles suck. They're frauds. They are frauds, and one more loss like this, and they're done for. The collapse is already happening. AJ Brown's crashing out as we speak. Jalen Hurts sucks. They're not running the ball enough with Saquon, even though Saquon was low-key the only person that was eating in this game. And the Eagles just look like shit here. They look like absolute dog shit, man. As for the Giants are back, baby. Lucky you, Giants fans. At least one New York team is doing fucking normal and has some potential. Giants, man, that's crazy. We got to talk about this. Dart looking like a beast. Even though, again, I'm not sold on Dart yet. I think his running ability is great, but his throwing is questionable. But Dart is the questionable one. The other rookie, Scatterboo, holy fucking shit. I know Scatterboo, right? I watched him almost damn near beat Texas in the quarterfinal in the college football playoff when I had a lot of fucking money riding on Texas to win the Natty. Scatterboo is a monster. This man plays like somebody owes him money. He is a psychopath, a full-blown psychopath. I don't know how long this man's NFL career is going to last, simply because the way he plays is just too aggressive and the dude's going to have monster CTE by the time he's 30 years old. But shit, if they can maximize this window, the Giants, next 2-3 years, they can be a legitimate contender, legitimate playoff team. The future is bright for New York Giants. The future is bright. You got a star running back and a quarterback who's coming into his own, winning games without their number 1 wide receiver, bunch of injuries, and they still pull this off. Great offensive performance, great defensive performance. This Giants team is something else. Giants are going up. And the Eagles are going down. And I'm happy because I want to see the Eagles fall. Good win for the Giants. Eagles, pull your shit together. Otherwise, the season is good night. And it's only week 6, or I guess going into week 7. Next, we have the London game. The Denver Broncos versus the New York Jets. No. I told myself I'm going to behave. I'm not going to go crazy. I can't go crazy. But what the fuck was this dog shit ass game? Before I crash out on the Jets, what the fuck was this dog shit ass game? 13-11? 13-11? Both teams should just be flat out ashamed of themselves. Don't get me wrong. The Jets fucking suck. Somehow, this is a bigger loss for the Broncos than it is for the Jets, and the Broncos won this game. Broncos need to play better. Broncos are a legitimate team. Jets are a joke. Jets are a full-blown joke. Broncos are a legit team. A team that's probably going to make the playoffs and maybe even make a run. They can't have performances like this. No way. No way. The offense was completely garbage. I mean, Knicks couldn't move the ball. They couldn't run it. And it's like, look, Jets defense in history has been good, but like this year, the Jets defense sucks. So I don't know what happened with the Broncos in this game, but I'm going to put it like this. They're lucky to escape this with a win because how pitiful this Jets performance was. So Broncos, I'm not sold on them after a performance like this. This was bad. Broncos should have won by like 30, and they barely squeezed this one out. Could have lost, and we'll get it to why they could have lost, but yeah, weird performance from the Broncos. I expected a lot more from them. But they managed to win because the New York Jets are absolute garbage. This team is destroying me. It's destroying my mental health. I can't take it anymore. What is going on? Justin Fields sucks. Oh my God. He is a fucking terrorist. Justin Fields is a bigger threat to New York than Osama bin Laden on September 11, 2001. It's not even a joke anymore. What is this guy doing? Put my fat ass in the fucking pocket and I'll be able to make a read better than this fool. I mean, he's standing there for fucking years. The man is dancing in the pocket. He's having a fucking salsa party. It's a fiesta. I mean, what the fuck? What is he doing? Throw the ball or run. You're good at running. Run. I see some people saying the Jets O-line is garbage. If you're saying that, A, you either don't watch the Jets, or B, you're just going off stats. The Jets O-line is not fantastic, but it's by no means bad at all. It's a middle of the road, average O-line that's getting better as the season progresses because we have our young offensive tackles that are actually pretty good. This is not the offensive line's fault. If you're reading the stat sheet and saying, oh, look how many sacks, I think it's like 9 sacks or whatever, Justin Fields took, it's the O-line. Justin Fields doesn't have enough time. No. This is Justin Fields. This is full-blown Justin Fields. I mean, the man had, I think the average time was like 5.4 seconds if I read the stats right somewhere. 5.4 seconds? You give any other NFL quarterback that much time, they turn into fucking Tom Brady. Tom Brady! This man holds the ball for too long. He cannot throw. He cannot play. Put in Tyrod Taylor! Put in Tyrod Taylor! He is a normal, competent quarterback that can throw the ball. This is dog shit. That performance was abysmal. It was pitiful. It was embarrassing for me to watch. Why am I watching this shit? Why am I watching this shit early in the morning when I can be getting beauty sleep? Instead, I have to watch this garbage. I hate this fucking team. Now, Justin Fields deserves a lot of the blame for the way this team performed. What did he have? -10 yards overall, including the sacks. That's why, but I think it was like 45 passing yards, which in and of itself is absolutely abysmal. But Aaron Glenn and this Jets coaching staff, oh my God. Look, I like Aaron Glenn. I should say I liked Aaron Glenn. I thought it was a good hire. And I still have hope for the man. It's October. He's played what? He's coached 6 games. But good Lord. Let's start with that first half. Some of you may have seen this. This first half drive, the very end, was unbelievably bad. The decision-making, or say the lack of decision-making during this drive was insane. You're going for it on 4th down just for you to pick up the 4th down and then doing absolutely nothing with it. Why? What's the point? Just put the fucking ball away! You're doing nothing but wasting everyone's time. I'm like, that play, I think it was Kurt Warner was on the call. He was commentator. The man was going to die. The poor guy was on the verge of death. Because you have a guy like Kurt Warner, right, who's a gunslinger, watching this shit. It's poor man. I saw some memes out there. I think the Jets would be better off fucking bailing Mark Sanchez out of jail and putting this man and making him start, because at least he would have made a competent play. Look, I'm going to be real here. If you take there's 32 NFL teams. If you take the quarterback of 31 of those 32 NFL teams and put him in this position, starting quarterback, they would have won this game for the Jets. I'm telling you. But whatever, I just shit on Justin Fields enough. Let's go now, after the first half debacle, horrible coaching decisions, the end of the game. Justin Fields misses a beautiful throw to Garrett Wilson, which, by the way, free Garrett Wilson. I love Garrett so much. He is so fucking good. He is so talented, and he deserves so much better than this dog shit ass Jets team. The man is a superstar. Get this man out of New York and get him on a team with a competent quarterback so he could go and win a Super Bowl. He's a beast. Whatever. Fields misses Garrett. Garrett would have caught it easily and picked up a first down. Maybe would have extended the clock a little bit. Garrett's injured, by the way. Garrett's out. This season's over, but whatever. We're not talking about that right now. So it's 4th and 8. Okay. Our offense has done absolutely nothing. So rather than trying a 62-yard field goal, which I'll explain why that's important in a second, they choose to go for it on 4th and 8. Our offense has done nothing. What's the logic here, Aaron Glenn? It's your ass on the line. You're the head coach. You make the decision. What is the logic here? We can barely pick up 2 fucking yards, and your ass is going for it on 4th and 8? The kick would have been 62 yards. Nick Folk, our kicker, he has a career long of 58 yards. So it would have been his career long. 62 is a tough one. It's not the all-time record. It's tough, but it's doable. So, for some reason, Aaron Glenn does not have enough faith in Nick Folk to kick the field goal. So instead, he decides to go for it on 4th and 8. What do you think happens? Justin Fields holds the ball for too goddamn long. And obviously, he gets sacked. Jets lose the game. Here's the key. Somebody did the stats. I think they did it through ChatGPT, if we're being honest. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Somebody did the stats. And analytically, it would have made more sense to kick it. You had, I think, a less than 10% chance of converting that 4th and 8 based on how the Jets were playing. And you had I think it was like a 15, maybe 14% chance of converting the kick. Horrible decision making. Everybody's ass is on the line now. Fields, get this man out of here. He is a national security threat. He's a terrorist. I hate him. Tyrod Taylor needs to be the starter. Aaron Glenn is damn near on terrorist level with Justin Fields. This motherfucker is out of his goddamn fucking mind. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. He has no business being a head coach in the National Football League. The Jets team in general should be left in London. They should be executed. I'm calling for everyone's heads. This is an embarrassing performance, and the scariest part is that even after this embarrassing performance, we actually could have won this game. I'm done yapping about the Jets. The Jets are fucking trash. I hate this goddamn team. They don't deserve nothing from me. I'll never watch a Jets game again. That's a lie. I'll be watching them next week. All right, next we got the New England Patriots versus the New Orleans Saints. I had the Saints in this one, and let's put it like this. I'm impressed by this Patriots performance. Drake May balled out. This man's stat sheet is unbelievable. You know, arguably making a case for MVP at this point. But yet, even with Drake May balling out, the Saints were in it this whole way through. It was a 6-point game, right? Saints could have won. Saints could have covered, at least. I mean, I wish they covered. I would have had a perfect week. But Saints could have covered. They could have really, really made it difficult for New England. And I'm shocked to a certain extent how well the Patriots played, yet the Saints seemed like they're in it. It goes to show, Patriots are very good, actually sitting on top of the AFC in general, not even AFC East, the AFC in general at this point in time. Obviously, it's week 6, no one cares, but, you know, it's funny that they are. And the Saints are better than advertised, man. People think the Saints are dog shit. They are not. This is a good team. I don't mind betting on them to cover a few spreads. And even though they didn't cover for this one, it was a sharp play. Saints were the sharp play. It was a loss for me here. I'll live with the loss. It is what it is. Patriots, good performance. This was a good performance by two competent teams, something the Jets are not. Next game, we have the Cleveland Browns versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, pretty much went exactly how you expected. Steelers played well enough. The offense wasn't flashy by any means, but they got the job done. That's Steelers football, right? You got to get the job done at home. It didn't even seem like the Browns were really in it this whole game, Maybe here and there it was close, right? I think and it was like a field goal game, maybe 6-point game. But then eventually Steelers just ended up pulling away. The Browns offense looked lifeless out there. I'm not calling for Shador. I think Shador sucks. But Gabriel does not seem like the answer. Maybe we need to give Gabriel a little bit more time. But I still think trading away Sleepy Joe Flacco was a mistake. I would have kept him, started him. I guess you wanted to see what you have with Gabriel, but it's clearly not great. He's been throwing up some hospital balls, which is not great also. Not that the Browns receivers were any better. But yeah, overall, pretty shitty performance from the Browns. Good performance from the Steelers, man. Looking good. Looking good for Pittsburgh. They're on top of the AFC North right now. Browns are out of it. Bengals are out of it for the time being until Burrow comes back. And by the time he comes back, it might be too little too late. And the Ravens are completely collapsing. Now, luckily for the Ravens, Lamar is coming back after their bye week. And they have a pretty cupcake schedule. So Ravens could still pull it out. But right now, Steelers looking like they're going to run away with the AFC North. So good for them. Good for them. Even though the offense is a little bit overrated. The D is good, but the offense is a little bit overrated. Go in for Pittsburgh, though. Good cover as well. Next, we have the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Miami Dolphins. Miami clutched up for your boy. They covered the spread. Now, there was almost a front door cover in this game. Tua at the very end threw an interception, and Derwin James could have easily pick-sixed it, and he could have house called it. He didn't, and he stepped out of bounds. Thank God. Thank God. Because I would have lost it if I lost like that again, right? Similar to how the Eagles covered that spread versus the Rams. Similar bullshit. Irrelevant. But I'm going to be honest here. I kind of got this game to a T, except the very end. I knew Miami, this is a trap game. Miami was going to outplay the Chargers, and they did. And don't get me wrong, Miami did have to come back and take the lead on the Chargers. It wasn't like Miami was in control this whole game, but they eventually did. And it seemed like they had it in the bag. It was 27-26, beautiful drive, and they just fall apart, man. This defense is Swiss cheese. They completely fell apart, allowed the Chargers to drive right down the field, kick the game-winning field goal, and that's all she wrote. Now, Tua, Tugboat Viagra, did no favors for the Dolphins in this game. And I know he called out people in the staff and players who are not practicing hard enough or not coming to meetings and shit. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Buddy, you threw 3 fucking interceptions. You threw costly interceptions. You were the reason why this goddamn team lost. Imagine if Tua played competent. Dolphins would have won easily. Who cares if Chargers drive down the field and kick a field goal? But yeah, I'm not too pissed about this game because Dolphins did cover the spread. So that's all I care about, right? I really couldn't care less if the Dolphins win or lose. Actually, I'm kind of happy that the Dolphins lost. So, covering the spread and losing is perfect for me. So, good win for the Chargers, but a questionable win. It was a trap game, so I'm not going to take too much away from Chargers. But Chargers are on fraud watch. The injuries are mounting, and the injuries are why they're on fraud watch. The team healthy is very good, but without a good O-line, which a lot of injuries on the O-line, a good running back, a lot of running back injuries, Chargers can't be as effective as they were to start the season. Against a better team, they would have lost this one. But it is what it is. They overcame the challenge Miami posed. They won the game. Go in for the Chargers. Dolphins, it's only a matter of time till you guys blow it all up. McDaniels is on the hottest seat in the NFL now that, I guess, Callahan got fired. So yeah, go in for the Chargers. Next, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I wanted to bet this fucking game, and I didn't. I pussied out, and I hate myself for doing it. I knew Seattle was going to win this game. I knew Seattle was better than Jacksonville. I don't think Jacksonville's all that bad, but I knew Seattle is just on another level. Their offense is better. Their defense is better. Seattle's like that. If you don't know, now you know. Seattle is like that. Cardinals are dog shit. They're done for. Rams are this weird team where they play good, play bad. No one really knows what to expect for the Rams. And the Niners, who are currently on top of the NFC West, are the ICU Niners. It just keeps getting worse and worse for them. They're not going to make it to the end of the season, right? You can play well now and keep fighting, but look, they have so many injuries. They lost the heart and soul of their defense in Fred Warner. Nick Bosa's already been out. They're losing everybody. I don't think the Niners can sustain this level of play, and I think this is Seattle's division. Go in for Seattle! I should have bet this one, but I didn't. Whatever, I'm a pussy, and I deserve to be empty-handed in this game. But I knew Seattle was going to win. Jackson Smith and Jigba is probably the best receiver in the league this season thus far. Making a name. Darnold is a beast. I love Darnold. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for all those Jets quarterbacks. Geno, Darnold. because they deserve it. The Jets suck. They made them bad. Jacksonville, I still think they're decent. I don't think they're all that. I think they've been a little bit overrated, beating some pretty easy teams besides the Chiefs. But besides that, I don't see much with Jacksonville. And you saw in this game where their offense kind of stalled when they needed it most. Go in for Seattle. Seattle's legit. Keep an eye on them. I'm telling you, they're going to win the fucking division. Arizona Cardinals versus the Indianapolis Colts. Somehow, some way, this Cardinals team pushed the Colts to the limit, and I mean to the very limit. Jacoby Brissett is better than Kyler. I mean, at least Jacoby could see over his O-line. And it's funny, Jacoby's one of those backups, right? He's been there, done that with multiple different teams. He's consistent. I would want Jacoby as my backup any day of the week because you can throw him in a situation like this and boom, he plays so well. The Cardinals were this close. And the Colts are a good team. The Colts are a very good team. We've seen it time and time again. Their only loss this season was like a loss that they easily could have won had it not been for the stupid decisions and turnovers and penalties, right? So Colts are legit, and Cardinals coming out there playing as well as they did after the embarrassing loss they suffered last week without Kyler goes to show that maybe this Cardinals team is better without Kyler. But in the end, they fell short. It was a good effort, but good efforts don't count for anything in the NFL. The Colts come out on top. The Colts offense is unbelievable. I think the Colts defense is pretty good too, not in this game, but in general. The Colts offense, though, is fucking insane. This Colts team is winning the AFC South. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Good win for the Colts, and good effort by the Cardinals. Next game, we have the Dallas Cowboys, a.k.a. the Alice Cowboys, versus the Carolina Panthers. I mean, this was no defense whatsoever. I don't think a defensive snap was played by anyone in this game. Those motherfuckers just were going up and down the field like nothing. Both Cowboys and Panthers. Cowboys, they have a very good offense, but the defense you've come to expect them being absolute garbage. And the Panthers, funny enough, I thought the Panthers defense would be solid here, and it wasn't. And luckily for the Panthers defense, Bryce Young played very, very well. And most importantly, Rico Dowdle. Whew, what a game from this dude. I think he had like 200 purpose yards. I think a tud. Rico Dowdle, revenge game versus the Cowboys, absolutely balled out. I had the Panthers to cover. I had the Panthers to win. They clutched up for your boy. Game-winning field goal to walk it off on a beautiful, and I mean beautiful, late drive to ice the game. Dak was helpless from the sideline, just watching as the Cowboys defense, the Alice Cowboys, did absolutely nothing. Panthers just moving the ball down their throats to set up a game-winning field goal, easy money, and big fourth down conversions as well. Good for the Panthers, man. Good for the Panthers. Good little Panthers team they got here. I'm telling y'all, Panthers are a sneaky good team. I'm going to be taking them. I'm going to be taking them often to cover spreads and shit. They're good, especially at home. This Panthers team at home is a monster. The shit they've done at home is insane. Especially that shutout versus Atlanta is looking better and better each week. So good for the Panthers, man. They look really good in this one. Cowboys, same old story, man. Same old story. The offense is great. It's a great offense. And this is without their best receiver, one of the best receivers in the entire NFL. And they look this good. They just need some defense. If they made that defense, built it up a little bit better, this would have been a whole different Cowboys team. We would have been talking about them like they're going to be a front runner to win the NFC East and go to the playoffs. But without a defense, they're not going to do shit. Great win for the Panthers. Great cover for your boy. I love to see it. Next, we have the Los Angeles Rams versus the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not going to front. Not impressed by this Rams performance. They should have won by a lot more. They were playing with fire the majority of this game. Ravens are not great at all, right? Their whole offense is banged up. The whole defense is banged up. Injuries all over. We knew the Ravens had no chance in this one. Yet the Rams they played extremely poorly. And I would have expected a bigger win from them. This was not impressive at all. Versus a Ravens team that couldn't do nothing. But in the end, they did cover the spread. They did win. So that's all that matters. Ravens did absolutely nothing. I think they benched Cooper Rush for Tyler Huntley. They were done with Rush, and I liked Rush. But yeah, Ravens, shit team. They're waiting for Lamar to get back. They're going into their bye week, which is huge. Lamar's going to come back, and then they have to go on a run, essentially go undefeated. Maybe they could lose one game if they want to win the division or make the playoffs. So yeah, not much to say for this one. Bad performance from both teams. Ravens, you expected it. Rams, not as much. That's what I'm saying. Like, Rams are not that good, man. Rams are good, but they're not that good. And that's why Seahawks are going to win the division. Next game, we have the Tennessee Titans versus the Las Vegas Raiders. The battle of the shit here. No one gives a fuck about this game. I'll talk about it quickly. Raiders worked their asses. I don't think Tennessee was in it at all. Raiders outplayed them, even though Geno was not great. And Geno, again, I don't think Geno knows what team he plays for. But he did what he had to do, and that's what matters. 20-10 victory. The big storyline in this game is that the Tennessee Titans have now fired Callahan. Huge. I think he's won a total of 4 games over like a season and a half, give or take, a little bit less. Pretty bad coaching hire, and that Vrabel firing is looking worse and worse, especially with how well the Patriots are doing now and probably how well they're going to continue to do. So, Titans are going to be in full rebuild mode. At least they got a quarterback. I think he's good. I think Cam Ward's good. Raiders, good win, but who cares about this game? I could care less. Next game, we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Green Bay Packers. I'm surprised by this one. I am surprised. The Cincinnati Bengals played a lot better than I expected them to, but the fault, I think, goes to Green Bay here. Green Bay did not look great. And I know they won by 11, right? No, less. By 9. They won by 9. They did not cover the spread. And even, Bengals have been getting completely beat up on by everyone prior to this. And the fact that Packers couldn't do it says a lot. Now, it could be Sleepy Joe Flacco. I really think he's a decent quarterback still. So time will tell how this win will age. And if the Bengals start coming out and beating teams with Sleepy Joe Flacco at the helm, then this is not going to be as bad of a win. But still, I expect the Packers to play a lot better. I don't know what's happened to the Packers. They're coming off a bye week for this game, and they should have won big after a tie with the Cowboys and a loss to the Browns. Packers started out hot, and they're not looking as hot. I still have them as my Super Bowl pick, but they need to convince me more because they're not looking great. I'm not sold on Packers whatsoever, but it was a good win. They did what they had to do. Bengals, good effort. Maybe Sleepy Joe Flacco is the answer for them. Next game, we have the San Francisco 49ers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This was a crazy-ass game. Baker is a dog. Baker is such a fucking dog. Look, I expected the Bucs to beat the Niners. Niners are just too banged up. And even though they were coming off a huge win versus the Rams, the Niners, they can't continue to pull this off every week. Baker is an unbelievable player. Baker is so good. The Buccaneers were facing their own injuries, right? You had Godwin was out for this game. Evans is out. Bucky is out still. Offensive line is banged up. And most importantly, Ibuka got hurt in this game. Baker had damn near second string Popeye employees playing, and he still made sure the Buccaneers cooked the Niners. It was a relatively close game, but it always felt like Buccaneers had the edge, especially offensively. And that's how this game ended 30-19. Niners couldn't claw their way back in against the Buccaneers team that's legit. Buccaneers healthy is a Super Bowl contender for sure. Baker is MVP frontrunner in my opinion. And Baker's not getting nearly enough love as he should. The dude is an absolute stud, absolute baller. He does whatever the fuck he wants. He's got a big dick. His balls are so big they're dragging on the ground. Baker's a superstar. Niners, this was a tough loss. Not only because you lost, but because you lost the heart and soul of your defense. Like I mentioned earlier, Fred Warner. The injuries are just piling up for the Niners, and I don't know how they can fix it. It's season ending too. It's not like you're getting Warner back. It's not like you're getting Nick Bosa back. Purdy, no one knows what the fuck is going on. Ayuk, no one knows what the fuck's going on. Niners are somehow finding ways to stay close and win games, but they're not going to make it far if these injuries keep piling up, and it's only week 6. The ICU Niners, man. The ICU Niners. Go in for the Buccaneers, though. That was crazy. Next game. Next, we have the Detroit Lions versus the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. I don't want to call it a belt-to-ass situation because it was pretty close for the most part, but the Chiefs just worked this Lions team. I can't understand this Chiefs team. 1 week they're losing to the Jaguars. Now they're coming out swinging versus the Lions, literally. I don't know what to expect from them. It's crazy, too, because now everyone's looking like a fraud in the AFC. Bills are on a 2-game losing streak. Ravens are dog shit. And it's like, the Chiefs are now standing alone. Because I'm telling you, like, Patriots are not fucking competing with Chiefs. None of these teams that are on top of the AFC are competing with the Chiefs. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely insane. They looked good in this one. They looked really good in this one. The defense played well. The offense played well. And look, I saw a lot of narratives about the refs. I don't think it was a ref game. I really don't. Every time the Chiefs win, it's the refs. Now, it is suspicious that literally 0 penalties were called on the Chiefs. But come on, man. Cut them some slack. It was a good performance from them. The Lions just looked lifeless out there. They started out pretty well, but then in the end, just their offense stalled out. Couldn't do what they needed to do to, keep their momentum going. Did not move the ball as well as they should have. Overall, pretty sloppy performance from the Lions. And the key for the Lions here is their defense is a little bit banged up, and the secondary keeps getting torched. They need to work on that. I'm not writing off the Lions. They're still legit, very good team. But they just ran into the Chiefs with a little bit of help from the refs. I'm joking. But, the Chiefs played well. The Chiefs played very well. Good defense, good offense. You can't take anything away from them. Lions played poorly or shitty. But both two very good teams here. Two very, very good teams here. The key story in this game is the aftermath of this game. There was a huge fight. Brian Branch didn't dap up, what's his name? Patrick Mahomes, and then punched Juju in the face. He gave him a big shove, and Juju's such a bitch. I don't know what you guys think about Juju. I think Juju is such a bitch. I've always hated him ever since he was doing fucking Corvette on other people's fucking logos. Juju is such a bitch-made player. I hate him. Honestly, he deserved to get fucking smacked in the mouth like that. And Buddy was bleeding and shit. He's the only fucking person that can have a bloody picture taken of him and have no aura whatsoever. Obviously, that started a big scuffle. That didn't really escalate, but now Branch is suspended for our next game, which is a big game. It's going to be huge. I think it's versus Buccaneers, and they're going to need him. Yeah, Branch, low-key a crash out, but they did taunt his ass. There were a few plays that was Juju kind of pushed him in the back and shit. Mahomes was flexing on him. So reasonable crash out. Branch, not your typical Branch crash out. More of a reasonable Branch crash out. Chiefs getting away with murder here. Juju's a bitch. And I actually respect it. I wish they threw down right then and there. It would have been funny, All right, next game. Let's get some Monday Night Football. The Buffalo Bills, a.k.a. the Baghdad Bills, versus the Atlanta Falcons. I knew Atlanta was going to cover this one. I fucking knew Atlanta was going to cover this one. And I had it right on the fucking money, baby. Right on the fucking money, baby. Atlanta, easy cover. Easy cover. What legacy game from Bijan Robinson and legacy game from Drake London. I mean, this Falcons offense just looked unstoppable. This score could have been that much worse also, by the way, because Drake London had a touchdown called back at the very end of the first half because he stepped out of bounds right before entering the end zone. This could have been a belt-to-ass situation, but 10 points is not belt-to-ass, but shit, 17 could have been. Falcons completely outplayed the Bills every which way. I love the way they were sending pressure. The way they were blitzing made it so difficult for Josh Allen to have any, pocket awareness, pocket presence. And they sacked Josh a lot. Josh doesn't usually get sacked, and they roughed Josh up a lot. And maybe they gave the answer as to how to play the Bills. Send the pressure, send the heat, and run the ball down their throat. That Bills offense, the Bills defense, run defense specifically, is very shitty. It's very, very shitty. And they genuinely need to work on it because they're not going to win a Super Bowl like this. You know what's going to happen in the playoffs when it's cold and nasty. Teams are going to run the ball straight down their throats. And if they cannot stop the run, they will not win games. The Bills are now starting to fall apart. 2 losses in a row against two teams that they should have beat, at least split. And now it's Atlanta completely outplayed them. Bills should be worried. Collapse might be inevitable. As for the Falcons, they have rejuvenated. They're completely rejuvenated. Unbelievable. After that loss to the Panthers, they look completely different. The defense played so well in this game, and the defense has been very, very good. But Michael Penix Jr., London, Bijan, those dudes are balling. Especially Bijan. Bijan is running like a man that's hungry, bro. He is a dog. An absolute dog. So, Falcons are on the rise up. They are looking so dangerous. This could be a legitimate Falcons team we are witnessing. Maybe could even make a run at the NFC South, even though the Bucs are the Bucs. Good win for Atlanta. Good win for Atlanta. And maybe this will serve as a wake-up call for the Baghdad Bills because they need to get a better run D and they need more discipline. Otherwise, they're not doing shit. They'll probably make the playoffs, probably win their division, but they're going to lose in the playoffs, simply put, because they can't stop the run. We know how the playoffs are. If you're just a casual or don't watch enough NFL, you'll see playoff football is a different beast, and you have to run the ball in the playoffs. And even though they can run, they can't stop the run. That's going to be the key element that's going to force them to lose. Last game, we have the Chicago Bears with the Washington Redskins. Actually a great game. Chicago comes out playing pretty well, taking an early lead. Washington storms back and eventually is in control of this game. JD, my boy JD, love him, but he lost the Redskins this game by far. He had not one, but a couple costly turnovers. The key turnover, Washington is up 24, would have been 24-22. They're up with the ball, moving down the field. I think they're on the Bears side of the field, playing pretty well, looking like it's going to be over. And then JD on a shit handoff fumbles the ball. Bears recover. Bears storm down the field, kick a game-winning field goal. Jake Moody, of all people, kicks a game-winning field goal to walk it off. Bears win. Bears cover. Great performance from Caleb. As crazy as this sounds, Caleb versus JD, and I'm going to sit here and say Caleb played better than JD, undoubtedly. JD had too many turnovers, too many mistakes. Caleb was balling. Caleb looks good. And this Ben Johnson system might be doing Caleb right. He's slowly starting to come into his own, which says a lot about Ben Johnson and the type of coach that he is. I had a lot of doubts about Ben Johnson. You guys know I have a lot of doubts about Caleb. And I don't think Caleb will ever be a top 5 quarterback, but now it's becoming pretty evident he could be in the ballpark of top 10. It's ballpark. Well, baby steps, baby steps. Good win for the Bears. It was a huge win for the Bears. They needed this one. Revenge game from last year's Hail Mary miracle. And maybe this changes the trajectory of both these teams' seasons, right? Bears are on a big winning streak now. I think it's 3 games in a row, and they might continue winning. Redskins might fall apart, right? Last year, if you remember, that Hail Mary changed everything because Bears fell apart and Redskins went like that. Now it could be the complete opposite. Good for the Bears. Good for the Bears. I don't mind the Bears this year, even though I'm not a big Caleb guy. JD, come on, bro. I knew you were going to be in a sophomore slump. I still love you, but you got to play better than that. You lost your team the game. You lost them the game. That handoff fumble cannot happen. Cannot happen. Especially when you're trying to ice the game. So, that was week 6 of the NFL season. We had another good week. And the best part is we have an even better week coming up. I'm actually just guessing. I don't know what the schedule looks like. But in the NFL, every week is a good week. Stay tuned for more content coming soon. Thanks for watching.